One loser and one break even. Let's jump right into it. Welcome back. This is Franco with Trading Futures Live. Let's jump right into my trade. Two trades actually today. I had a one loser and one break even. The losing trade, I spotted this area. I waited for it to go to the like the deepest side of the area, like touching this resistance point, and then I engaged confirmation here. Unfortunately, it went a little bit in my favor, and then we had a run right up. There's one thing. I do take very narrow risk, so that's why my stop was right here, even though this pivot is the actual invalidation point. I do narrow the zones a lot so I can take a better risk. Smaller risk, closer target, best risk and reward ratio. The internals, they did not look bad. Actually, the internals opened up very negative. It came back up, it came back down. Then this retracement, I was expecting a further drop here, but unfortunately it just turned around. And today was a very difficult day for me. On my pre-market analysis, I was neutral bullish biased in the morning because of the dollar, and then the market started to sell off real fast at the open, and after 10 a.m. the market just started to hold there. Actually, it was, I mean, there were opportunities, but actually my state of mind was not there. I was trying to short when the higher probability trade was the long. Even though I had some opportunities on the long side, I did not take any. Then my second trade was another short. Here's my first trade. My second trade, I have this rejection from this area, and this retest. I decided to take it here. My target was down here. It moved close to 2 to 1. 2 to 1 was around here, but either way, my target was down here. I ended up getting break even, and that was it for me. I was not reading correctly the market. The ADQD clearly was just going up, and the tick chart as well. So this is two mistakes that I made in the same trade. I got lucky that I got break even, but that was a terrible trade that I took. I think that's okay. I'm working very hard not to and avoid trying to be perfect, because perfection has hurt me big time, because the market is so variable, so unpredictable, that perfection will hurt you, because there's no way you will be perfect trading the markets. You will make mistakes, and that is one thing that I'm working pretty hard to correct. But with that, I did have a okay week, but it was a poor week actually. I ended up making back the losses and a little bit from last week, but this is a new month. It's pretty young. I closed with 3R. My goal for the week is around 4 or 5 hours. So it's a regular week. With that, I'm gonna ask you, please, if you like this type of content, like, subscribe, and share so we can grow the channel. And with that, I'm gonna pass it over to Jorge. See you.
Hey YouTube, welcome back. In today's daily recap, August 5th, 2022, we'll go over my trade. Thank you, Franco, for that recap. I had a pretty good trade today, a 2R winner. We took it in the live session this morning if you joined us. But I am down on the week, down 2R on the week right here. I did have 3 losers in a row, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Unfortunately, I was down 4R on Tuesday. It was a 2R loser. I accidentally took too many contracts and was over leveraged on that trade. So I was technically down 4R on the week. Made half of it back today, so not a great week, but a nice way to end out the week and get some of that back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trade. It was a intermediate pullback continuation, intermediate time frame pullback continuation. If you guys remember from our pre-market analysis on the daily, my intermediate time frame, what I consider the daily, we were neutral bullish. On our higher time frame, we are most certainly bearish on the weekly time frame. But in the daily, we had broken a trend line from the last couple of months that we broke out of over the last couple of weeks and have been pushing to higher prices. On the daily, we were in a range on the daily over the last few days, but overall that trend was neutral bullish. And so we did have some nice news right at 8:30 that gave us a nice pullback into some demand areas that I had down here. So at 8:30, price pushed down. We had non-farm payroll. It was a much better than expected number, which shot the dollar up and pushed these prices down. And then we had the market open up here at 9:30, and it shot up. I did think that this area was a good area to possibly go short from. Price started to hesitate here. We had a rejection candle there. We had another rejection candle here, and we started to reject more. If you were in our live, I talked about this looking like it was starting to roll over back to the downside. And so I had a couple of scenarios. If it did break down, I would get short on a pullback. But if it did happen to break out to the upside, I would look to get long. And so finally in this 2-minute candle, it did break out of this range. And I set my limit order right here. This yellow zone was my entry, and my stop was down here. And I got filled basically to the tick. I mean, I didn't even realize it at the time, but I didn't take any heat on this trade, not even one tick of heat, which I didn't even realize it when I was in the trade. And it so it filled and pretty quickly got up here to T1, which was 2R. I took off 6 contracts, and then I had another 3 contracts. There was another third contract up here to target out of. So I locked in 2R on 2/3 of my trade. I had 9 contracts overall. This is when T1 was already hit. I took this screenshot, and then I still had 3 contracts left. Price it just barely got up into this area, did not fill this next contract, and then pulled back. By that point, I had actually moved my stop up to 2R to lock in a full 2R on the trade, and it did reverse and stop me out. I think I have a screenshot of that at the end of the trade. Yes. So, again, price came down in the early morning, in the pre-market, off of the news. We did shoot up at 9:30 when the market opened into this area here. Potential short, potential long, got in long. Did hit T1 right there. My T2, I adjusted to 56.50. It got pretty close up here, but then started to push down. And when it got close, pulled back, did a micro pullback here basically. And when this didn't break to a new high and fill my other target, I decided to move my stop up to 2R and just lock in a complete 2R on my trade. Price did continue to reverse after that, so it's not like it was a bad stop out there. It's not like it stopped me out and then it continued up, so didn't have to at least deal with that psychologically after the trade. So all in all, a good trade. It was planned. It was set up. The internals were saying long, right? I had the trend lines, the internals, the ADD here just continued to go up. I think this is finally when it started to roll over, but I still hadn't gotten stopped out here. It was a bit later on, but the tick chart was trending upwards as well, and so internals were all in my favor. It was a well planned out trade. I said in the pre-market, I didn't necessarily have a bias. We were going to have to read the market pretty well in real time. And as you can see here, I had two scenarios set up. This to the long side is the one that ended up playing out, and I took the trade, and it worked out. So nice way to end the week. 2R. Thank you guys for joining us. Remember, 9 a.m. we do our pre-market analysis. 9:25 we go live to trade the market. Franco, Beto, and I. Have a great weekend, guys, and we'll catch you back here on Monday. Take care.